If you are still driving a petrol or diesel car in the UK right now, what I am about to tell you could genuinely change your mind about switching to a Tesla. Because the DVLA just dropped an update that most people have no idea about, and it is going to save thousands of drivers serious money. We are talking hundreds of pounds every single year, completely gone from your annual bill, just because of one rule change that quietly came into effect. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you will know exactly what is happening, what it means for your wallet, and whether right now is the smartest time to make the switch to a Tesla in the UK. Let me start with the big one. For years, one of the most frustrating hidden costs of buying an electric car in the UK was something called the expensive car supplement. Most people know it as the luxury car tax. Basically, if your car had a list price of over £40,000 when it was first registered, the government would slap an extra charge on top of your standard road tax every year for 5 years. That charge sits at £440 a year. So, on top of your normal vehicle excise duty, you are looking at a combined total of £640 a year for up to 5 years. That is a massive chunk of money, especially when you are already spending more up front to go electric. Now here is where it gets really interesting for Tesla drivers specifically. The Tesla Model Y, which is one of the UK's best-selling electric cars and has been for a while now, starts from around £41,990. That put it just over the old £40,000 threshold, meaning thousands of Tesla buyers were being hit with that extra luxury tax year after year, even though the Model Y is really just a practical family SUV. It is not exactly a Lamborghini. But the government was treating it like one from a tax perspective, and drivers were paying the price for it every single year without many of them even fully understanding why. From the 1st of April 2026, that threshold has been raised from £40,000 to £50,000, but only for electric vehicles. The DVLA confirmed the change applies to zero-emission cars first registered after April 1st, 2025, meaning a huge number of Tesla buyers are now covered by this update. So if you bought a Tesla Model Y after that date, or if you are buying one now and the list price sits below £50,000, you will not pay a single penny of that luxury car tax. That is a saving of £440 every year for 5 years. Do the maths, and that is £2,200 back in your pocket over the ownership period just from this one change alone. The saving applies for years 2 through 6 of ownership, which is exactly the period when most people are still running the same car. So this is not a theoretical saving sitting in some spreadsheet somewhere. It is real money that would have disappeared out of your bank account every single year that now stays right where it belongs, with you. And it is not just the Tesla Model Y that benefits from this. Other popular family EVs like the Volkswagen ID.4 and the Skoda Enyaq, both often priced within that range, also avoid the supplement under the new rules. But Tesla is arguably the biggest winner here, because the Model Y sits right in that sweet spot, under 50 grand in standard trim, and it has been pulling in buyers from petrol and diesel backgrounds for years. This one rule change removes one of the last major financial arguments against switching. Now let me back up slightly and give you the full picture of where we are with electric car road tax in the UK right now, because a lot has changed over the last year and some people are still confused about it. Before April 2025, electric cars paid zero road tax. That was a deliberate government incentive to get more drivers to go electric, and honestly, it worked. By early 2026, there were over 1.85 million fully electric cars on UK roads, up from fewer than 200,000 just 6 years ago. The exemption served its purpose, and the numbers speak for themselves. But the free ride ended. New zero-emission cars registered on or after April 1st, 2025 now pay £10 in the first year, then move to the standard rate of £200 a year from the second year onwards. Electric cars registered between April 2017 and March 2025 moved on to the standard £200 annual rate too. So yes, EV owners are now paying road tax just like everyone else. That was a shock for a lot of people who bought their Tesla thinking they would never see a VED bill in their lives. But here is the thing, and this is important. Even with road tax now applied, the overall cost picture for Tesla owners and EV drivers in general is still dramatically better than running a petrol car day to day. A petrol car doing 10,000 miles a year costs roughly £2,735 annually when you factor in fuel, road tax, insurance, and servicing. Home charging an electric car costs a fraction of that in fuel equivalent. Add in the fact that electric cars have fewer moving parts, and your maintenance bills over time are considerably lower. The road tax change stings psychologically, but when you actually sit down and crunch the real numbers, switching still makes a lot of financial sense for the average UK driver. Now back to Tesla specifically, because there is more good news beyond just the tax threshold change. Tesla's latest software update for 2026 introduced enhanced AI assistant functionality, improved safety features through Tesla Vision-based adaptive collision protection, and entertainment upgrades, including expanded music integration across the whole cabin. And this is one of the things that genuinely separates Tesla from most of the competition right now. When other car manufacturers release annual model updates, Tesla pushes improvements directly to the cars that are already sitting on people's driveways overnight. Your car in 2026 can do things your car in 2024 simply could not without you spending a single penny more. That software-first approach turns a Tesla into something closer to a smartphone than a traditional car, and once you have experienced it, going back to a static vehicle that never changes or improves just feels oddly outdated. There is also fresh excitement around the Model Y lineup itself. Tesla has just brought back the 7-seater version of the Model Y in the UK, with deliveries scheduled from May 2026. The third row had been dropped after the Juniper refresh, so its return is a big deal for families who need that extra space without stepping up to a larger, more expensive vehicle. With all seats in use, the 7-seater offers 381 litres of boot capacity, expanding to 894 litres when the rear row is folded flat. That is proper family car territory. And it is available in a package that now avoids the luxury car tax entirely for most buyers under the new DVLA rules. Let us also talk about charging, because range anxiety is still one of the most common concerns people raise when they are thinking about making the switch. And fair enough, it used to be a genuine problem. But the reality on UK roads in 2026 is very different to what it was even 2 or 3 years ago. There were over 88,000 electric vehicle charging points operating across the UK by the start of this year, up 19% compared to just 12 months earlier. Ultra-rapid chargers, the ones that can add serious range in just 10 or 15 minutes, are up 40% year on year. And Tesla's own supercharger network remains one of the largest rapid charging networks in the entire country, with over 2,100 rapid charging points available to Tesla drivers. If you are someone who drives mostly around town or commutes to work and back, you will barely think about charging at all, because you will simply plug in at home overnight and wake up to a full battery every single morning. There is one more thing worth knowing if you are considering a Tesla and you want to make sure you get the tax savings we have been talking about. The £50,000 threshold for the expensive car supplement is based on the manufacturer's official list price, not the price you actually paid after any discount or deal. It also includes optional extras, so if you start adding premium paint finishes, upgraded interior packages, or any significant add-ons, those costs get counted toward the threshold too. That means if you are ordering a Tesla and your chosen configuration gets close to £50,000, be careful about what you add on. A few optional extras could tip you over the line and wipe out the very tax saving you were planning to enjoy. Keep the build price under that threshold and you are completely in the clear. The government has also backed electric car adoption with a grant scheme that can save buyers up to £3,750 off the purchase price of a new EV priced at £37,000 or less. So, for drivers looking at the more affordable end of the EV market, there is genuine government money on the table to help bring the upfront cost down further. Combined with the luxury tax saving, the removal of fuel costs and lower servicing bills, the financial argument for going electric has never been stronger than it is right now in the UK. The bigger picture here is that the UK is going through a serious shift. Electric car sales hit 473,000 in 2025 alone, a nearly 24% increase on the year before. Market share for electric cars is now sitting at 23.4% of all new car sales. That means nearly 1 in 4 new cars sold in this country is now electric. The momentum is undeniable. Roads are getting more charging infrastructure, cars are getting better range, costs are coming down, and the tax system is now, finally, starting to reflect the reality that electric cars are not luxury toys for wealthy early adopters. They are mainstream family vehicles that deserve a fair tax treatment. Tesla sits right at the center of all of this. It is the best-selling electric car brand in the UK, the Model Y has held the top spot in the EV sales charts, and with the return of the 7-seat option, the improved software, and the DVLA's updated luxury tax threshold working in its favor, there has arguably never been a better time to seriously consider making the switch. If you are on the fence right now, do yourself one favor. Go and configure a Tesla Model Y online. Check the list price with your chosen options, make sure it sits under that £50,000 threshold, and work out exactly what 5 years of £440 savings looks like for your budget. Because that £2,200 over 5 years is money you simply do not have to spend anymore. And when you combine that with everything else electric ownership brings to the table in 2026, the case for switching is genuinely compelling. That is everything you need to know about this massive DVLA update and what it means for UK drivers switching to Tesla. If this video helped you understand what is changing and why it matters, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss another video like this. I cover all the biggest updates, money-saving tips, and real-world advice for UK drivers making the switch to electric, and I would love to have you as part of this community. Subscribe to my channel and let us figure out the future of driving together. I will see you in the next one.